Under the vast silver glow of the moon, the northern ridge spread across miles of pine forests, glacial streams, and rugged slopes. It was a place where wind carried forgotten secrets and the mountains answered only to those who dared to listen. In this forgotten wilderness lived a young wolf named Kael, a creature shaped by strength, instinct, and an unspoken loneliness that clung to him like morning frost. Kael belonged to the Moonshadow Pack, a legendary family of wolves known for their unity and their haunting, powerful howls that resonated through the valleys every night. Yet Kael, despite having the heart of a wolf and the instincts of a hunter, carried something different inside him, an emotional depth he had never learned to express. Where others howled with clarity and purpose, Kael struggled to let his voice rise. The pack believed that the nightly howl was not merely a ritual but an expression of truth. Through it, wolves announced their lives, their fears, their gratitude, and their strength to the mountains. Kael had never allowed his voice to join theirs. Whether from uncertainty or fear, he stayed silent. No matter how hard he tried, the sound caught in his throat, tangled like vines. It had been this way since he was a pup. Kael's father, Fenrose, the alpha of the pack, had always told him that a wolf's howl was his identity. A silent wolf, Fenrose once said, is a wolf who hides his own heart. But Kael felt his emotions so heavily that speaking them felt impossible. When he watched others howl, he admired their courage, their ability to take what lived inside them and release it without shame. During every nightly gathering on the Moonstone Cliff, Kael watched from a distance. The pack stood shoulder to shoulder, lifted their heads, and unleashed harmonies that echoed across miles. But Kael stayed among the shadows. Sometimes he opened his mouth, hoping something would come out. Nothing did. He had convinced himself that staying silent was easier. If he did not speak, then no one would judge his voice. If he did not howl, no one would ask him why it trembled. And so, Kael lived inside a shell of unspoken fears and bottled up emotions, believing quiet was safer than truth. But silence, over time, becomes its own kind of weight. One evening, at the edge of winter, something shifted. Snow fell lightly over the ridge, dusting the land like powdered diamonds. Kael wandered through the pines, trying to escape the echo of the pack's distant howls. He felt painfully separated from them, like a wolf living between two worlds, one where he wished to belong, and another where he feared being truly seen. As he walked deeper into the forest, he encountered an old wolf resting beneath a leaning cedar tree. Her silver coat caught the moonlight, and her eyes, though aged, sparkled with wisdom. This was Elder Naira, the oldest wolf of the pack, known for understanding things others did not speak of. She looked up slowly as Kael approached. "You walk like someone carrying too many unspoken words," she murmured, her voice gentle. Kael hesitated. "I don't know how to say them. When I try, nothing comes out." Naira tilted her head thoughtfully. "Wolves howl not because they have perfect voices, Kael, but because they have truths inside them that must be released. Silence traps emotion. Howling frees it." He lowered his eyes. "But what if my howl isn't strong? What if it sounds strange?" Naira chuckled softly. "Strength does not always sound loud. Some of the strongest voices begin as broken whispers." Her words lingered in the cold air. Naira then rose slowly, her joints stiff but her spirit unwavering. "Walk with me," she said. They wandered through the snowy forest until they reached a small ledge overlooking the valley. The night stretched endlessly, the sky painted with stars. Far in the distance, the rest of the pack had begun their nightly ritual. Their voices climbed the sky, weaving together with ancient rhythm. Naira gazed upward. Every howl you hear carries a story. Some howl out of joy, some out of longing, some out of pain they do not know how to speak. But all of them are honest. That honesty is what gives the howl power. Kael listened. The pack's voices felt both familiar and foreign, comforting yet distant. Your silence, Naira continued softly, is not weakness. But hiding emotions for too long turns honesty into fear. Kael swallowed. The truth he had avoided all his life now rose before him. He wasn't silent because he lacked a voice. He was silent because he feared what others might hear in it: uncertainty, vulnerability, imperfection. Try, she whispered. Not for them. For yourself. Kael took a breath. Snowflakes settled on his muzzle. He closed his eyes and lifted his head to the sky. At first, nothing came. Then, a faint quiver escaped him, small and fragile. It wasn't strong or steady. It wavered like a timid breeze. He stopped immediately, heart pounding. It sounds weak. Naira shook her head. It sounds real. Kael tried again. This time, the sound grew a little louder, still uneven but present. It felt strange, exposed, vulnerable, but also strangely relieving. When he finished, Naira's eyes were warm. You have taken the first step, she said. The rest will come. That night changed Kael. For the first time in his life, he had allowed even a tiny part of his truth to leave his chest. It wasn't a howl yet, but it was a beginning. In the following days, Kael practiced alone. Sometimes his voice cracked. Sometimes it faded. Other times it rose unexpectedly, surprising even him. He felt emotions he hadn't recognized before: relief, courage, fear, and hope blending into something new. Slowly, his silence began breaking. Yet expressing emotions is rarely a smooth journey. There were nights when Kael lost confidence, nights when the pack members looked at him with confusion or curiosity, unsure why the silent one was suddenly trying to find his voice. But Naira always encouraged him quietly. You owe no one perfection, she reminded him. Only honesty. One night, a storm swept through the ridge. Wind howled, lightning cracked through the sky, and the pack gathered early on the Moonstone Cliff. Kael stood at the back, watching the wolves prepare for their storm howl, a tradition meant to strengthen unity during danger. Fenrose approached him. The alpha's amber eyes were steady. Will you join us tonight? Kael felt his heartbeat quicken. The entire pack would hear him. If he faltered, they would witness it. But if he remained silent, nothing would change. He took a deep breath. I'll try. Fenrose nodded. That is enough. The pack lifted their heads as thunder rolled across the sky. One by one, their voices rose, blending into a deep, powerful chorus. Kael watched the sky flash with streaks of silver. His chest tightened, not with fear this time, but with emotion overflowing inside him, demanding release. He stepped forward. Snow swirled in the wind. He lifted his head slowly. His heart pounded so fiercely he wondered if the mountains could hear it. Then, with everything in him, every fear, every longing, every silent truth, Kael howled. It was not perfect. It wavered. It shook. But it was the truest sound he had ever made. The pack fell silent, stunned. His voice echoed through the cliffs, raw and real. And in that moment, something miraculous happened. Instead of judging him, the pack joined him. They wove their voices around his, lifting it, strengthening it, embracing it. Kael's howl was no longer alone. When the storm finally passed, Fenrose walked to him and pressed his forehead to his son's. "Your voice," he said quietly, "is stronger than you ever knew." That night, Kael discovered something profound. Expression was not about perfection, it was about release. Emotions were not burdens but bridges. Vulnerability did not weaken a wolf, it connected him to others. And so, Kael howled every night, not because he had become the loudest or the strongest, but because he had finally learned that silence, when it hides the heart, is far heavier than sound. His voice grew steadier with time, but it never lost its rawness. That rawness became his strength. Whenever a young wolf struggled to express fear or sadness, Kael guided them gently, repeating Naira's wisdom. Some of the strongest voices begin as broken whispers. And on clear winter nights, if one listened carefully to the Moonshadow Ridge, they would hear Kael's howl, not flawless, not booming, but unmistakably honest. The kind of voice that could only belong to a wolf who had finally found the courage to feel and to be heard. Underscore 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 underscore. Moral of the story: expressing your emotions does not weaken you, it frees you. Silence may feel safe, but truth builds connection, courage, and inner strength.